Thanks, Claire. Here's the news from the sporting world. The Grizzlies and Nuggets battled down to the wire last night. Let's look at some highlights. We'll start it off with a Mike Conley-Marc Gasol pick and roll. It ends up in a beautiful reverse dunk. Then a nice two-man game with Vince Carter and Marc Gasol. Vince had 20 on the game, making him the oldest player since Michael Jordan to score 20 in a game. Failed Zebo post-up, ends up with an Emmanuel Mudiay hoop and a harm to cut the lead in the fourth quarter. He hits the free throw, making a three-point play. And then late in the game, they get the lead with a Jokic jumper assisted by Mudiay. But the Grizzlies would have one more trick up their sleeve with a beautiful Vince Carter lob pass to the Marc Gasol fadeaway. Wonderful. Grizz win 108-107. Richard Sherman's late hit on a kicker on Monday Night Football sparked controversy among football fans. Bills coach Rex Ryan and members of the Bills called it a dirty play, but one person in particular took their criticism too far. Kayla Carpenter, wife of the kicker Dan Carpenter, tweeted out a picture of a bander, an instrument used to castrate farm animals, with the caption, "I know what we do on the farm when a male can't control his own rage. Hashtag lucky I'm not there, hashtag Sherman, hashtag act like an animal, get treated like one. This is absolutely disgusting. The treatment of Sherman as an animal to be tamed is nothing less than abhorrent and racist." Sherman responded to the tweet on Twitter and to the media Wednesday.
It's not surprising at all. I mean, this is a day and age, you got Ku Klux Klan running around. You know, people say whatever they want, and there's very little consequence. For her to say something like that and then have a BS apology like she did, I mean, it's just the way of the world. You know, I don't let it bother me. It's something I'm very used to, you know. It's just the way people are, the way people were raised. You know, ignorance has always been in the world. The core of this country has been built off slavery and people owning people, so anytime you understand that's the core principles of the way a nation was built, then you got to have some kind of, I guess, sympathy for it.
That apology he was referring to features Miss Carpenter calling the threat of mutilation a joke, and she goes on to say that she did not realize the tone of racism that would dominate the response. Further on, it was never intended to be related to race. Simply not enough. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban has revoked the press credentials of 2 ESPN employees out of fear of a robot takeover. Cuban revoked reporters Mark Stein and Tim McMahon's press passes. The Mavericks are also barring any future ESPN.com reporters from the Mavericks' home arena. Cuban did state that they can still, quote, buy a ticket. According to the Sports Nation Mavericks blog, Mavs Moneyball, Cuban was upset about ESPN's coverage and moving Tim McMahon from a full-time Mavericks writer to a more generalized NBA writer. Cuban himself has stated that the ban was put into place to stem the tide of automated game recaps not written by Stein or McMahon. This misguided attack on human press members to stop robots is most likely just a disgruntled owner upset with the lax coverage of a Mavericks team off to its worst start in franchise history. Tuesday night's election will affect hundreds of millions of Americans. Among them are athletes. Here's how they reacted. David West of the Warriors said this election shows that the idea Obama's election created a post-racial society is all bull. Pistons coach Stan Van Gundy said this election thrown a good part of our population under the bus by empowering a candidate he described as blatantly racist and misogynistic. Dwayne Wade tweeted out a puppy shaking its head saying, "Do not want." Joakim Noah tweeted, "How?" But not all athletes were against Trump, however. Jake Arrieta of the Cubs tweeted out, "Time for Hollywood to pony up and head for the border. I'll help you pack, hashtag beat it." What he means by Hollywood, you can discuss amongst yourselves. On the local side of things, Brady, who came out in support of Donald Trump before the election, has kept mum so far. Trump at a rally Monday told supporters that Brady called to tell him he voted for Trump, and Trump went on to read a letter from Bill Belichick stating that Trump dealt with an unfair media and had come out beautifully. The authenticity of the letter was confirmed by Belichick, who went on to say his relationship with Trump motivated him to write the letter, not any political motive. Any follow-up questions were met with a blunt rebuttal of Seattle. And that's all there is from the sports world. Back to you, Claire.